struggle starting these videos. I don't know why, it just takes me like 13 times to do it. But anyways, welcome back to another episode of The Square Body on Rusted Up Garage. First, I want to thank y'all for all the likes and comments and watches on the last video. Crazy. I mean, it's probably one of our biggest ones yet. So please keep that going. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing, keep everything. Okay, now I'm going to calm down. We're going to talk about the truck. So, if you haven't previously seen, I'm going to get rid of my new truck and go to an old truck for various reasons that you can watch in the previous video. But in this video, we are going to work on getting the bed off the truck. Now, if you look into here, hey, come on over here. We did pull the tank out, and we pulled the mat out and washed it. And look at this bed. I mean, amazing. It's definitely been brush painted, I think with like Rust-Oleum red or sometime. But look at, I mean, it's not even beat to death. I mean, it's not even all dented to crap. There's no rust in the corners. There's no rust here. There's no rust here. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a little speck of rust right here. Well, I guess. I got to scrap the truck now. No, I mean, it's just, Zach said it's a unicorn. It don't really look like a unicorn to me. It really looks like a bed that's not rusted out to me. But, you know, to each your own. So, I guess, Zach, we got to deal with one other issue, okay? One other issue. I didn't mean to upset some of you red vehicle owners. Look, I don't hate red vehicles. I just personally don't want one for myself, okay? So, I do like red vehicles, just not ones that I own. I don't know if that'll clear that up or not. Should, right? Because, like, there's a guy that has a square body, short bed, that's really sweet. That's red, like the truck. We have some friends that just built a, what is that? A 65 Chevelle in red. Beautiful car, red on red. Oh my God, this thing is just beautiful. I personally wouldn't own it, but it is beautiful. So, don't get me wrong. I don't hate red. I just don't like it for me. You know me, I like green. Yeah, I know, I got green problems, okay? I like green. I don't know why I like green. Are we going to paint this truck green? I don't know, but you're going to find out in a few more episodes because we're not wasting no time on this truck. So, bed's coming off and hitch is coming off because we're going to do a roll pan. I've already ordered that. We're going to do a hideaway hitch. That'll be a fun little project. So you won't see the hitch. It'll be underneath my, license plate. That's coming. And what else haven't we done? We never got the front bumper off because it rained. So we haven't changed nothing since the last video. But I'm going to quit. And we're going to get the bed off this sucker because I really want to see what they did in the fuel system because there's some weird stuff going on underneath there. And Zach said all the fuel lines are cracked underneath this thing. So if they look anything like the tires, I probably shouldn't have drove it home. But I didn't look at that. It was easier that way. Well, Zach, let's get the hitch out of this thing. Let's get the bed lifted off this thing, and let's see what we have to work with. Because then once it's off, I know you guys are gonna like. We're gonna fix this, okay? Question is do I delete the lights? Zach wants me to do a light delete. Should I delete the lights? Yes or no? Everybody needs to vote. If you guys want me to delete them, I'll delete them. If you don't, I'll leave them. But we got to fix this. But I also want to show you what GM actually does to these fleet side beds when they build this. You wait and see the fine craftsmanship that they probably did behind this, okay? Which y'all will get to see when we see it. Well, what else are we going to do in this video? I don't know. We'll see how long this bed thing takes. But we do got to work to the front and get the bumper off. We do got to work to the front and pull the motor out and all that other good stuff because we're going to strip it down. We got to pull seats out of it, carpet out of it, windows out of it, all the way around. So I got all new seals coming. That'll be a video. Seals for the Silverado. Okay, I just keep talking and talking and talking. Let's go get to work. Okay. So I got this unbolted. I'm sure there's wiring there though too, ain't it? You didn't? Oh. Well, wow, that's heavy. Jesus. Whew. Well, that's unfortunate. They did make a mess of that. But that's all right. It's still not rotted out, so I just was hoping that it wouldn't be a big square hole cut. That's okay. We'll make that work one way or another. I might just order a little patch. Might just make a patch panel for this. I'm gonna put a different hitch in it, but I'm gonna bed line it, so it'll probably be fine anyways. We'll make it work. It's not rotted underneath it, so cool. Show you the exhaust, take two. Zach somehow didn't record the first 20 minutes that I just talked to you. But I'll talk to you now again, if I remember what I said. But when I told you the exhaust blew off the truck, what I really meant was it blew off the truck. So what happened was, sweat. Hold on, I gotta fix this. This is like aggravating on the old glasses.
Oh yeah, when you get a direct load of sweat on your glasses.
Yeah, that was horrible. Sorry, peoples. Okay, so what happened? So I was driving down the interstate at 70, and the ignition quit. The ignition module let go. It filled the muffler full of fuel, okay? And then the ignition decided it was going to come back on for a minute. And when it did, it shot the fire down from the engine and just like that. Except for it was way louder. And then the truck was way louder. But I guess I won't be reusing that piece again. But since the truck has no mufflers. There's really only one thing to do here. And that's start it up. What do you think of that? Yeah. Let's do that. You're gonna have to unplug my microphone so they can hear this baby roar. Can you hear it? Sir, can you hear it? Sounds like a big block. Now that I've burnt 13 gallons of fuel making this 1 3-second clip, as you can see, it is running a little bit better than it did on the road the other day. And she's dirty. But, bed's off. I gotta take the fenders apart, which I'm gonna do in just a little bit, peoples. And then, what else we're gonna do? Probably doghouse and et cetera, and start pulling the cab apart. I think this video is gonna be taken apart video. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this sucker around real quick, and so then you can power wash the back, and I can start taking apart the front, and it'll be facing this way. Put some fan. Sound like a plan? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I wonder. How'd it do?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
I mean, there's still tread left, but you got some pretty nasty black marks. But technically she's a dual wheel peel.
Dual wheel peel.
She's open in the back.
Is it?
She's an open diff. We can fix that though.
You still hear me? Hey, look, my thing's still on. Ain't that crazy? Well, we got them off. I didn't bring you along for the 2-hour adventure of trying to get them bolts out, okay? I just didn't. Zach's all cut up. I mean, you see his arm. You want to see his arm? I'll show you his arm. Look at that. All cut up. He's all, yeah, you know how. But as you can see, it's a fleet side truck. And then they just cut right around. It's actually sharp and everything here. And then they come through here and just cut this out here too, which would have went into the inner to tie this. So this all just is floppy. See? This side's a little more rough than that side is. I mean, look. I mean, it's pretty jagged. I mean, I don't know what they cut it with. But yeah, they just literally like cut it on the line. They're like, oh, it's go time. I mean, you can see the whole cut. Look how jagged this cut is. It's like all. There's like, they must just have like a template just sets on there and you just cut it and they drill the holes and they're done. You know, it's crazy. Over the years, somebody's done some undercoating and stuff, but one little spot right here. Look at that right there. So good thing we took them off. I can fix that one spot right there. So, yeah, I'll just grab the scraper now. I'll scrape the goop off them. I'll let Zach power wash it. We'll get this thing set on the dollies.
Yeah, because they seam sealed it on.
Yeah, they seam sealed after. Well, they put it on and they seam sealed the inside. If you look, just the inside seam sealed.
It depended on the year. Some they put it over the bolt, some they put it on the fender, some they did this where it's just seam sealed in there.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing there. It's all fluff. Nothing. Oh.
So to convert one,
You gotta change the beds.
the whole bed side.
The whole bed side. And really, you need this whole inner piece too, because they cut all that too, the inner web. So there's really not much. But you can see where they butchered the bottom here a little bit. Not bad though. So I'll just clean this up and yeah, do some patching, do some hole patching on a couple spots. And yeah, the bed's perfect other than that. So, and then we'll get up there a little dolly work on that corner. We'll weld that pan in. And should be good. So there's the bed. The bed is ready now to get put on sawhorses, get sanded. So you probably won't see the bed again until we start sanding on it and getting it finished. But there ain't much sanding. We're gonna scuff this thing and scuff and shoot it, fix the bad spots and go. So fix a couple of the big dents. Yeah, and again, don't forget to vote on the lights over there, what we're gonna do. Take them out or leave them in. I'm a messy mess. Whew, this old truck, she's dirty. But I mean, 36 years, you're gonna get that on these big jobs. So, I've been just unbolting the front for like the last 3 or 4 hours or 12 hours or 76 hours. So I didn't really bring you guys along. I figured we'd just unbolt it all and show you guys taking it off. It seemed like the right thing to do. And Zach's been hard to work inside too. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna put you on the tripod for a minute. We're gonna pull the front off, and then I'm gonna bring you guys through the inside of the truck and show you the awesome work under the engine compartment. You know, because you know, the fenders won't be in the way. I can really show you guys what's going on. Here's what I'm. Okay, it should just come off. You gotta lift it over the tire. Okay, now I can really show you what's going on. Because there's a lot more room in here to do some looking. This is actually the wiring harness. I'll move that out of the way. That goes just over here for right now.
Feel lighted.
Yeah. So, as you can tell, the motor's been replaced. If you look in there, that's definitely a new block. See? Look at that. Brand new block. She's leaking oil around the oil pan. Timing chain cover. Other covers. I mean, they did a superb. I mean, this line, I don't even know. This is like 5/8 line. It's way too big. I don't need 15, 30 seconds. No wonder why. Why would they do that? I don't even know. There's more chopped wires, more splice crap. I mean, we got burnt wires over here. We got burnt wires over. I don't even know. All I'm saying is if I would have paid the money they paid to put this motor in, I would have been pissed when I got it back. Okay? I mean, this is ridiculous. I guess it worked out good for us. And there is more dirt daubers in this truck and wasp nests. I would have been really, really mad. I'm just saying, it's horrible. The incompetence that was used to put this all in and charge somebody, ridiculous. But I mean, it ended up working out for us. We got a good deal on it, I think, because the way it was running and all that. So I'm not going to complain. I mean, it said it put a bunch of new parts on, but I ain't seeing it. But the block is definitely new, and the heads, they're definitely gray, so I know that's definitely right. As far as rot holes, the only one was this one. Remember I told you guys there was one here? It's right here. And what's cool, I looked in the cowl. The cowl is not damaged at all. It literally has a little pocket here, and the water sat and just rotted right here in that cowl. I think it's worth leaking inside too. So I can basically seal that up. Not even have to worry about it. Just get in there, clean up all the rust, seal it all real good inside and outside, and it ain't gonna. I don't think I have to do anything with that. So that's a win. And then Zach's been hard to work inside while I've been outside. I know this is gonna seem extreme, okay, I get it. But you know, he's been working in here and he's pretty much tore it all apart. I mean, it's down to nothing. He's been pulling door panels off, getting dash stuff out, we'll get the headliner out, and stuff next. He's gonna pull the dash pad off, headliner, the B-pillar trim, pull the rugs out, and then we're gonna pop the glass out real quick all the way around, and probably just cover up steering column. And then we can actually paint like the dash. We can paint all the inner structure here. We'll have to take off these drip rails so we can paint all that. Take off the caps and the cab lights. So really probably one more good day of stripping, I'm saying, on this thing. And the cab should be almost ready for sanding. I mean, that's the goal, get it blown apart, get it so we can start sanding on it and sand it and spray it. But I mean, like all these seals are bad. You know, door seals are all bad, window seals are all bad. So, but I mean, it's typical for what it is. I mean, it's just dry rotting. Like all the hoses, all the lines, everything in this thing was dry rotted to death. I mean, even like these hoses that they should have fixed while they were in there. You know, I mean, they're just rotten. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. So, oh, and that coolant hose that went on there, there was like about this much of it with the clamp on it. That's it. I don't know what kept that hose on there. I think it was Jesus Take the Wheel on that one, because I can't believe it. Again, I'm glad I didn't really put the peepers on this thing before I drove it home, because I probably wouldn't have drove it home. So that's where we're at now. So I'm going to continue stripping stuff. I'm going to come in here. I'm probably going to pull this box off, all this off. I'm going to come in here and start cleaning up the motor stuff, getting all this unhooked and ready.
Yeah, I was trying to work my way there on the inside so we can get to there.
So yeah, Zach's on the inside stripping. I'm out here stripping. And we're just going to keep on chunking, pull all these rubbers off. I mean, these rubbers, you just recycle them. You just paint, put them back on. And then that's about it. That's about it, Zach, I think. I think that's a pretty good indication of where we're at. So, good late afternoon, all of you fellow peeps. We've been busy in the background, working on getting more of this truck tore apart. And we figured we'd bring you in for the good part, which was, you know, me taking this to the next level, because well, that's basically what I do. Well, we found the rust, unfortunately. It's really unfortunate. The rust is on the bottom here, which you can't really see from here. But it starts here and basically goes all the way across. And it did start on the top of that cowl. Unfortunate. So, we are going to have to fix that. I don't want to fix that, but we're going to have to fix it. As you can see, we've removed on some things, which is, you know, basically everything. And if you look inside, you can really see the rust down bottom. Yeah, pretty much. That's unfortunate. But as you can see, everything else is missing, because we're going to pull the cab. Yeah. I mean, gone this far. And to change your color, this is the right way to do it. But I just have to pull the front glass out, which I guess I can bring you along, just popping that out. And we're going to get this thing strapped up to the old Forky the pig and lift the cab and get it set down, get it up on its end so Zach can start power washing it, and we can assess the damage. I'm going to build a little rack to put it on so I can do some repairs and such. And then after that, I can snap the motor and transmission out of it, because it'd be pretty much right in my teeth after the cab's gone. And but yeah, we just stripped it off. Oh, I guess we're going to officially change the color the right way instead of the wrong way. And but to start with, we got to get her up. So let me see if I can get this glass popped out. I got it all cut. It should just come out like that. I pretty much got it all cut out earlier. See how bad it is underneath this. Well, that's good news. Like it was only leaking right here in this corner, just a little bit. Just what I thought by the way it was wet down there. Well, I didn't think it was wet because of other reasons, which seem to be other reasons. But yeah, that's good news. So, I guess we'll get Zach to set you up on the old tripods, and so he can help me strap this thing up to 040. We'll lift her up. We'll push the chassis backwards, and I'll pull under it, or I'll just back it up, pull it over, and set it down over there, so I can get it flipped up, and Zach can start cleaning it. Firewall's awful disappointing. It's always something. I just can't have enough. Well, set them up. Let's get this done.
Well, it's been, what, like 3 hours? 2 hours? 3 hours?
2 hours later! Oh, God. What a joke. What a joke. Okay, let's try this again. Well, I found the transfer pump. Let me get some snakes. Transfer pump, power, and then I pull.
Oh, what is it? Zip tied to the cab?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is. They can't really see, but it's there. Yeah. We'll get that cut off. We don't need that where we're going, right?
Now. Something good for backwards? Am I clear?
Yeah.
How's that? Good right in there?
Yeah. Whoa, too far.
Want to go back some more? Is that good?
I would back up just a little bit.
I'm trying to get it so we can flip the cab backwards.
Yeah, right there is good. That way we can walk between the two. You were a little close. It should be good to back out. Yeah.
Yet another project here at Rusted Up Garage has got out of hand and spiraled out of control. Seems like the general consensus around here is, I don't know, I just seem to spin out of control. But sometimes with good need, okay? Like the old square body, for instance. I didn't plan on blowing it apart to a bare cab till we found the problem. Now, generally speaking, when a lot of these rust out, it's very evident right here. Because this is where they rot out and they rust all the way across here, okay? This one didn't do that. Except for this one corner that I knew about. I saw that one corner, okay? The rest of it is all solid. The motor was crammed in here and the heater box was here and you really couldn't see with all the grease everywhere because, you know, I guess when you change a motor out, you don't bother looking or you don't wash nothing. You just pound a motor in a truck. I mean, obviously this was here when they put the motor in. I guess they didn't bother telling the customer. But as you can see, the entire bottom, it's good from here that way. But from here that way, it's basically not even hooked anymore. Anywhere, you know, I kind of expected this in here, but all the way across. Now, since power washing it, cleaning it, scraping it and stuff, we have noticed, I don't know if you can look in here, but you see all the way down through that seam? So instead of rotting outward like most of them do, this one rotted inward. So obviously we got to fix this. So to fix this, I really had to take the whole truck apart to do it right. Plus, I mean, we are going to change its color. So really, I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to end up with a better product. Except for the fact that I didn't want to blow the entire truck into 3,000 pieces. But, you know, that's kind of what we do here. So we've got to patch the cowl. We've got to patch all this. Now, they make a firewall. It's like $600. And what sucks about it is the firewall hooks from here, goes in here, and goes up underneath this piece, and it's all the way in here and hooks to here, the back side of this. So realistically, to do it right, you almost have to take this piece off, which is part of this piece. This is all one piece to here. So you'd end up replacing this whole chunk right here, all of this, all the way up to here on the windowsill, and you'd be replacing all of this to get up in there and actually replace all this. And then once you weld it all together, you still got to seam seal it all up and everything else. We're not going to do that. I'm not putting $1,000, $1,200 into a firewall. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. Kicking and screaming. Okay? I think I can repair this. I've repaired worse, hence the 58. The metal work we're doing on that. And again, that project's still going. Just give me time. I'm trying to get this one knocked out enough for paint so I can go back to the metal work on that one. You know, we only have so many hours in the day. So, in the next video, we are going to be tackling all the metal work on this truck. So you're going to want to stay tuned if you want to see us do the metal work. The other thing too is we are going to put vintage in it. So instead of putting the vintage plate, which covers all of this generally, I might as well just weld it all in at this point. And then I don't have to use that plate. I can just be done with it. Sorry, I'm thinking through what I'm doing here. I apologize. It's just a lot to soak in for a guy. Of, you know, how are we going to manage all of this? Because it's inside too. Zach could probably go in there and see up through. I don't know if you can go in there or not. The rest of the cab's good. It started down there, but no big deal. That's easy. But you can really just see it all the way through. It's just, you know, it's bad. Plus, we've got to fill this guy in too. So, again, the vintage kit comes with something to do that, but we might as well just, you know, do it ourselves. So, and then we can fix all this, scrape the seam sealer out, get everything stop everything from rusting, which I think we have now. Getting the wet rug out always helps. So, again, that's going to be next video. We'll be working on all the metal work, cutting, grinding, and welding. We're good at that. But hey, good news is the rest of it's pretty good. A little rust in here and there. Nothing the scraper won't cure. Easy peasy, the rest of it. And we have this weird hole here. I'm not exactly sure why. It's like it drove over an IUD and it blew up and blew a shotgun shell through it, but I don't see a hole going that way. But it's a big hole just blasted through that way. things you find when you take apart a truck. So this leads us to this, okay? So Zach did put a good washing on it. It's not clean by any means, but it's cleaner. So I think what we're going to do here this morning, afternoon, evening, is we're going to pull the motor and transmission out of this thing real quick, get the accessories all off from it, get it all picked up and cleaned up and get it on engine stand so it's ready to go to the engine shop. So we can, you know, put our peepers on it and take a look at her. So I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to get greasy, unfortunately. At this point, I don't trust anything anybody else did to this truck, because it's pretty bad in some areas. Is that what you're thinking, Zach? Yeah, me too. Well, I guess, Zach, let's get this on this nice clean concrete you just did and make it yucky. distributor is ready to be popped out of here, and then we'll pop the transmission off. I did all the accessories, and we will obviously address the engine later. We did find some unique things. Like the distributor was here, right? Okay, and I'm like, you know, I thought that was weird the whole time. Why is the distributor cap here and number one was actually over in here? Well, then I realized that really the distributor cap really belongs right here. That's where it locks down. Look, right there. For some reason, someone decided the cap needed to be over here, where it don't even lock down. And I guess, you know, I don't understand why that's not bolted down, but I guess it's better that way. And then this is the new distributor that was basically put in it, I guess. I mean, you can see how nice it is. Just, I'm gonna have to go through the list of stuff that was supposed to be done on this engine for that guy, because I have a feeling that he didn't get half of what he paid for. I know he didn't get new torque converter bolts, and that was on the list. I pulled them out. Far from new. I'm just saying, guys, when you get stuff done at a service shop, you want to make sure they're a reputable shop at this point, because this is what I found on this engine install is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous.
The carburetor wasn't even tight.
No, there's a lot of things. But I mean, we don't know what happened in the last year and a half. But with a 1,500-mile motor that was put in a year and a half ago, there shouldn't have been any problems. But yet, obviously, there was a lot of problems with this thing. I don't get it. I don't know how some people can put their head down at night knowing they do this kind of work to people. But, oh well, I guess. The beauty is we can fix anything. Or we can cut it up and put it in scrap pile on Carl, one or the other. But we're going to get it popped out. We'll get her on the engine stand, get the transmission off from it. And then really at that point, the chassis is just waiting. I do got to pull the fuel tanks at some point and dump them. We want to do that fuel tank treatment to them, the KBS fuel tank treatment. There's nothing wrong with the tanks. They look good, but I might as well just drain them, clean them real good, put that treatment in them. It'll seal them up like brand new, and these tanks will last forever. And then obviously the frame needs some more cleaning. I mean, Zach got a lot of it, but still a lot more to go. obviously we got the motor out. You saw us do that. We went down through, pulled the shocks off. We pulled out the fuel lines and the fuel tanks so we could cut on the chassis and get it clean. So we got that done. And then the last thing I really got to do is I just got to cut the hitch off. I mean, this thing is bent in 4 directions to Sunday, and they welded it on. Well, they welded the head of the bolts on. I guess they didn't have lock nuts or lock washers, so they just welded it. That seemed like the right thing to do at the time, I guess. So I got to cut the heads off all the bolts, drop this old hitch out, because obviously we're putting the roll pan on the back and we're going to do a hidden hitch. So we're going to end up having to cut into here and everything else before I'm done. This may end up going away, actually. But we'll worry about that later. I'm just trying to get all the extra junk off the chassis so Zach can give it a cleaning, and then we can just push it out of the way, because I'm not worried about the chassis right now. I got to worry about body work, or mainly structural firewall integrity work. So let's get these cut off and take it from there, I guess. At least it's all in good shape. It ain't one of them northern trucks. Whew. That's nice. Yeah, they definitely did weld it along the frame. I don't know. Where else is she welded? I mean, it's still on there pretty good. Yeah, I mean, that was a nice job they did, I'm saying. For sure. God, it looks better already, don't it? How much does this weigh? Oh, you know, all the weight. More Uncle Carl pile.
quite the pile going over there.
for Uncle Carl. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry if this video weren't as exciting as some of you were hoping. But basically, this video turned into nothing like I originally thought it would. I was expecting really to pull the bed, pull a few things off the cab. I knew I was going to pull the motor up out, and then just start sanding and priming. Basically, that's what happened. I got a problem. That's all there is to it. I feel it's probably me. But I guess you guys wanted square body content. Here you go. We're gonna build one now. So next video, we will be doing metal work on the cab, getting the cab all prepped and ready so we can actually start sanding it and priming it. We got roll pans to weld in front and rear. We got just a bunch of that bodyworky crap. And then once we get all the steel stuff done, which will be a whole video, patching the firewall, I think after that we'll be ready to start sanding and priming this thing. And hopefully by then we have a color figured out, because I still haven't worked through that yet. Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad. But anyways, here's your square body content. Enjoy. On to the next. Be sure to like and subscribe. Peace out.